I was just minding my own business when suddenly this only in Ohio goofy-eyed dinosaur fat ass appeared. Hello?
Hello! In my opinion, the three most annoying things in Brawl Stars are losing trophies, having bad randoms, and any ability that stuns you in place for more than 1 second. I hate getting stunned. Doesn't matter if through a Kit Dynamite or Gale. I just think that they all take 0 skill and are way too OP. But there is one brawler that pretty much completely relies on one of those stunning abilities. And he's not even that bad to fight against. I'm talking about Buzz. And since this GLW really wants me to make a video on Buzz, I'll try to explain him in this video. Buzz is a mythic assassin that at power 11 has 9,600 HP. His main attack is 5 close-range attacks that deal 840 damage, but he has this weird pattern that makes his shots go clockwise. And if you're inside of your enemies... Wait, that line sounded kinda wrong. Let me rephrase that. If you're standing inside of an enemy, you can deal up to 4,000 to 100 damage with just one attack. His super is a bit like a reverse Gene super, if that makes sense. After activating it, you pull yourself either to an enemy or wall that you aimed at. And if you actually hit someone with it, the person you hit gets stunned. Something I never knew about it is that the length of the stun gets increased by how long the distance is that you've traveled during your super. The longer the distance, the longer the stun. It is minimal 0.5 seconds, and it caps out at 1.5 seconds. You can also stun multiple people as long as they're standing close to each other. This is especially good for chaining your super. To get the most amount of value out of it, you should target brawlers that either can't deal with you on close range or people who stand close to each other. On his release, he was the first brawler who got the proximity trait. If you watch the Cordelius video from this series, you should know what that is. But basically it is this circle area around you that slowly charges your super and hyper if enemies are standing inside of it. I honestly think that this is one of the best supers in the entire game. Now that I've told you how he works, I can go over his gadgets and star powers. His first gadget after activating it instantly charges your super, but it can't stun players, which means it's only good for closing the gap between enemies or escaping certain situations. Using it offensively leaves you a lot more vulnerable, so only attack with it when you're sure you're gonna win the interaction. Technically, this ability has a second hidden downside, which is wasting all of the progress that you've been making to your normal super. So if you're close to your super, don't waste it by clicking the gadget button. His second gadget is a lot more map dependent. After activating it, you can see through all bushes that are in your supercharge range for 12 seconds. I always thought that this gadget is kinda useless, since if you see your super is charging, it means that there is an enemy in your supercharging circle. Which means that as long as you are playing a bit more safe, you won't really need it outside of that one showdown or bounty map. His first star power increases the stun duration of his super by ½ a second, but only if you hit someone at close range. This helps you with those close-range interactions against brawlers that are supposed to counter you. I see this star power being used a lot, but I don't really get why. Because I think it's barely noticeable and a lot more situational compared to his second star power, which we will talk about in a second. But there is one thing it is going for it, and that is chaining your super becomes way easier with it. If there's a Buzz main watching this video who exclusively uses his first star power, please let me know why. Because from my experience with it, it kinda sucked. His second star power permanently increases his supercharging range by 33%. This simple change drastically increases the amount of supers you can charge per round. It makes it even easier to spot people who try to hide in bushes, but if you're really that paranoid, you can even use it together with your second gadget to see through a massive, yes massive, amount of bushes. And because his super is unarguably the best part about his kit, it should make sense that having it more often equals having more control over the match. I mean, just look how easy it is for me to bully the entire enemy team just by cycling my super over and over again. With his hypercharge, he can keep his super forever as long as you hit a wall. You can pull off some insane clips with it, but it requires some decent skill to use effectively. I have a pretty cool D1Brawl exclusive pro tip for you. Using your first gadget with the hyper turns it into a regular super, but only after you've hit a wall. I use this technique all the time, and I don't know if it's a bug or a feature. The kit I use when playing him is his first gadget for mobility, his second star power, because it feels weird for me to play without it, together with damage and shield gear. His best mode is definitely Brawl Ball, but you can also play Showdown, or this one new mode with him, because that's how I pushed him to max rank. I hope you enjoyed this video. I kinda forgot to mention that I really like his playstyle, because at the beginning of this video I barely played him. So thank you again GLW. Goodbye.